What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to bonus level here on Level 1 Gaming, where we take the shows off the rails pretty much immediately. This week, the show is going to be a little bit different, but my name is Matt, and I'll be your host for this evening's events. I'm joined, as always, by the illustrious, the eye-catching, the eye-amazing Destiny. What's up, girl?
Hey, what's up? Sorry I'm not on cam this time, guys. I was tired. So
I bet.
I did not want to be on cam, but I am here. My voice is here. I'm always happy, and I'm super excited to have Fame on bonus level.
Hell yeah.
What's
We
up?
have like the Dawn, the Level 1 Gaming Dawn himself joining us, the ringleader. No, I'm putting that on you, dude. Our guiding light in Level 1 Gaming.
I'm telling
What's up, Fame?
you.
Hey man, I am happy to finally be on this show. I tell people I have the worst schedule, like of all time. I always find myself in the middle of something, and I am so happy. Especially with you guys, man. I love both of you guys. I love Burnout Brighter. The work you guys do, and Des is just like a shining star on this planet.
Mhm.
I can't wait for more people to realize how amazing she is. And Matt is just the most positive person, wonderful person I've ever known. And the next time he comes to Texas, I may or may not hold you captive. I'm just putting it out there.
Listen, I'm just expecting like when you were in when you went to see Baron and you were just hanging out in the background of the set, I'm gonna be like lurking in the background being like, Fame, pay attention to me. Fame. Fame. Fame.
Make it happen. We'll make it happen for sure, man.
We're 100% going to make it happen. But yes, on this week's episode, we're just going to be hanging out. This is going to be a chiller episode. Aside from all the chaos that normally happens, I'm sure we're still going to get into some shit. But we just want to celebrate Fame. We want to celebrate Black Voices in Gaming. We want to celebrate the fantastic work that Level 1 does. And that my wonderful friends, Destiny and Fame, do each and every day to make this gaming space just a better place. Because I'm going to start off with just saying that right now. I want to give you both your flowers. I want to celebrate both of you. Fame, seeing you on Podcast Unlocked for like the third time now, seeing how you're like, I listen, all of that is great. The work that you do for representation, the fact that you are such an incredible voice, your knowledge, your heart is just so big. All of that's incredible. But we need to celebrate you for that mother filter that you have now associated myself with entirely. I can't unmarry you in that eye and lip filter that you put for all your YouTube shorts. But in all seriousness, dude, like I appreciate you and the work that you do so much, and you're just a constant positive driving force in this industry that there's just too much noise out here sometimes, and to have somebody like you cutting through it each and every day makes this a better place and a better space. So I want to celebrate you for that.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I do. If people knew me, I don't know, let's say 10, 15 years ago in this space, back when I was just I was a writer for another publication. I was kind of quiet, but like I was really, I don't want to say toxic in a way, but I did things. Now I look back, I was like, dude, what were you doing? Like, why? Like, you didn't need to say that. You need to make that video. And like, even now, so like, I that's why I love Baron J so much, because he is my angel on my right shoulder saying, hey, you might want to rethink that. Even when I make a video with the eyes and the mouth, right? He's like, I sent it to him. I say, hey, man, what you think about this? He was like, nah. Because with what I'm wanting to build at Level 1, I have to be mindful of the content I make, because anything can be taken out of proportion or anything can be taken the wrong way. So I try to do my best to make sure that if I'm doing something funny, like I do with the eyes and the mouth, that it's genuinely funny. It's not meant to make anyone upset or anything like that, depending on if you're console warring or not. I genuinely just want you to find the humor, because that's one thing about the console wars, right?
Yep.
Remember back when we were younger, it was funny. Sega does when Nintendo don't, right? One of the most famous lines of all time. It was funny. It was fun, right? You know, seeing Crash Bandicoot run up in, in different offices and act. I thought that was fun. And I want to bring that part of it back, the fun side of it. I want you to watch a video of mine, regardless of where you may sit in the gaming space, and say, you know what? I have to laugh at that. And that's the type of content I want to make when I do those style of videos.
Well, I think that I think the reason that those videos specifically and the work that you do stands out a little bit is I don't feel like you're ever punching down. Like we all know, no matter where you play, if you're enjoying the gaming space, then you belong here. If you're having fun playing on, who cares on what device you're playing on or where you're playing at? But there's so many times where people who get too involved in the console wars, they punch down,
Yes.
they demote, like they demoralize, they're mean about it. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with having a laugh. We all love this space. We all want it to be better. There's nothing wrong with joking around about it, and that's what I love about those videos. They never punch down. They're never like, haha, you suck because you suck. It's just humorous.
Yeah. We have to find, the gaming space, the gaming circle. It's so much going on, and some people take it so serious, and the
Mhm.
fun factor gets lost in it. And I think we are supposed to have fun with it because I don't own Xbox, I don't own PlayStation, right? So I should be able to have fun with those brands. If someone says something that I think is quite silly, and I want to kind of have fun with it, I should be able to, because we don't necessarily work for those companies, which
Also, you should just
Xbox,
be
if you want to cut me a check.
you should be able to say whatever you want to say. Like, you're
Yep.
entitled to your opinion. So like, if
Yeah.
you don't like a game, if you don't like the mechanics of it, like, you can say that. You have every right to say that. So for people who don't want to listen to your opinion, then don't listen. It's
Mhm.
it's that simple. You know what I
People
mean?
forget that they can turn things off. You can
Y-
mute, you can block.
Okay,
Um,
Yep.
exactly.
truth be told, like, I do my best not to block people unless you took things personal. I have some people
Right.
who like went and like found like my Facebook and stuff. Like they went personal. Like, that's an instant block. Um, but I enjoy people having an opposite opinion of mine. I love that about Level One. There's so many people, especially on Double XP podcast, they don't agree with me, and I love that, because I think we should all have a space to voice our differences of opinion. Because if we're all just sitting there saying, "Yep, you're right," sounds good, then there's no joy in that, there's no entertainment in that. It's just a bunch of people just saying yes because they want to agree with someone. I think
Mm-hmm.
that's in the middle of the head. We all have a right to our opinion,
Mhm.
and some of our opinions are funnier than others.
It's also just you. The biggest thing is that, like, you can rib on each other, you can fuck with each other, you can mess around. There's nothing wrong with absolutely any of that.
Mhm,
It's when the loss of respect comes into it, and like you mentioned, it starts getting personal, and you start getting shitty about it. That is
mhm.
the line in the sand that needs to be drawn, because again, we can, Destiny and I mess around all the time. We're constantly screwing with each other, but it never comes from a place of crappiness. It never comes from a place of, I don't know, like it's never
We're
malicious.
never
Do you?
trying to hurt each other's
Exactly.
feelings.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. And that's I love you guys' relationship, man. You guys are freaking awesome. And that's the type of stuff I love to see. I love to see people who are so comfortable with each other that they can make jokes, they can rib on each other, but they know it's coming from a place of love. At the end of the day, I love you no matter who you are, what you do, race, sex, orientation. I love you no matter what. But at the same time, those shoes are ugly. You can say something like that, and we'll all be perfectly fine. I love that.
It's like I love you despite your taste in those shoes. But
There you go.
exactly. And T, I haven't forgotten you, because again, I want to celebrate you too, because you have been a tour de force. I think, Fame nails it when he says you are a shining jewel in this industry. Seeing you on IGN multiple times this year makes me so proud. It honestly, genuinely, like, I've said this on a show before and I'll say it again. We have a lot to celebrate this year in terms of what we've done with Burnout, in terms of what we've done with Level 1. And we've had amazing guests on. We've done some incredible stuff. But still, my favorite moment is watching you host on IGN that first time earlier this year. How good you were, despite all the technical issues and the live problems that you guys had.
Yeah.
You rode through it with such grace. And it's just, I could never do this without you as, my partner in crime. And I'm so very proud of you and everything that you've done. And you deserve to feel the respect, and you deserve to feel, like Fame said, you guys deserve to be at the top of this industry. And I'm just gonna be in the sidelines being like, hell yeah, let's go, guys. I'm
Oh, hell
friends with
no, no,
that.
sir.
Now
No,
we
sir. You're
all
gonna be
do.
right there beside us.
Yeah, we all deserve
Yeah.
it.
But
Um,
I know, but still, like,
I
I'm
know
proud
what
of you
you
both.
mean. Thank you, and I appreciate it. It's been a lot. We've grown so much in such a short time, and a lot of things have changed. And I feel like one of the things that have become really important to me, like, through this journey, is like, I've always been about representation, but now I feel like it's like the fight that I am picking up, and like that's my goal. And it's not so much about me being represented, but like other people who are going to come after me, who are like super into games and super into developing and things like that, who just haven't got a place. And so I'm going to say this because I was talking to Baron earlier, the whole gatekeeping bullshit, like we need I can't stand it. So if you're watching this and you're already at the top and you feel like you can't fucking like talk to us anymore because like you've hit a certain level and like you have a certain number of followers, this is gonna sound so shitty, but fuck you. Because there was a point where you weren't there. Do you know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Yep.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
So the idea of like I'm not gonna talk to these people anymore because they're not at my level, like is so shitty. The idea that like somebody you used to talk to and then when they hit you up, like just hey man, da, 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 and you don't even respond,
Mm-hmm.
like we really got to stop that. Especially, and I'm just going to say this, especially the black content creators out there who
Uh,
decide that we're not going to talk to each other anymore once we get to a certain level. Like guys, there's so few of us that we cannot do that to our own people. We
be
absolutely
careful,
cannot do
Des.
it.
I got went down that rabbit hole on Twitter, and I had a whole bunch of check marks like come
Oh, I
after me.
heard about it. I
And
want
then
them to come for
months
me.
later, we're in secret calls, and they're apologizing. Like
Yeah.
not when they was tweeting, it was out in the open, but the apology was secret.
Yeah.
But
Mm.
you
And
know,
listen, if anybody comes apologizing to me in secret, I'm a copy paste and show everybody. So that's just how I feel about it. People can take it how they want, but I'm definitely one of those people who works for the greater of all, not just the greater of myself. Right. And so in order for me to succeed, we all need to succeed because this is a
there's no fun
space.
being at the top alone.
There's no fun being at the top of loan. You know what I'm saying? I've worked in a lot of places where I'm the only person of color, and let me tell you, I'm sick of it. So I don't want to come into the game industry and be like, do you know what I'm saying? There's so few of us that like if somebody who's just starting out is like, man, I want to get into content creating and I'm gonna lift you up if I see you and if you reach out to me, I'm
Mm-hmm.
absolutely gonna do it because there's just not enough of us and there's room for everybody.
And I feel like there's a quote that I always remember, like when I was thinking about starting all this in the first place, because it is daunting, right? The video game space, there's people that are like, oh, it's saturated. There's so many podcasts, there's so many this, there's so many that. There is always room for another good one. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and especially coming into level one, and the first time I got to rock with you guys last year, this place is so full of warmth and genuinely so
Mm-hmm.
full of love, and there is just like this overwhelming mutual respect that you guys have for each other, and I'm going to include us in that because like
Yeah,
I'll never forget the first time I came on. We hung out for like an hour after we stopped recording because you guys were like, here's some stuff that we think you should do over at Burnout. You guys have this and that. Here's what we think you could improve. Again, all coming from such a wonderful place that like,
hmm,
why not, they throw the ladder down? Why not help other people up? That's why even like with Mr. Midas, who I will champion forever, because
love
again,
Mr.
like
Midas.
he's
Oh my god,
been
I just posted about him too.
legit, he's
Yeah.
been in our corner from when we had like 100 subs, and he's constantly been at our backs. He's constantly been supportive. He's there to be like, this worked, this didn't. Hey, and then like he'll message me, be like, dude, that latest review, like that was amazing, like great job. And it's just like there is so much room around this industry for us to uplift the people around us. Like why be like, nah, I got it, so you can't get it. Sorry, dude. Like I just don't understand that mentality.
And I think it's and that's one thing I love about what we doing level one is we say yes,
Mm.
right? Des messaged me the other day about something. I was like, of course you can. Don't ask me. Just do it. This is your like. I don't even
Yeah.
look at level one as mine. This is yours. Do with this thing what you want. We're gonna create this thing and we're gonna mold it how we see fit. And that's why when I did podcast unlocked, I made a point that I wasn't leaving until I said, hey, by the way, Black Voices and Gamers tomorrow. Level one at Burnout Brighter Zone, Destiny Cleveland will be hosted. Make sure you guys go over there tomorrow. Thank you, IGN. Because
Thank
I
you
think
for
we gotta take
that.
those opportunities. Like
Yes.
I couldn't be on podcast unlocked and not say Baron's name. I couldn't be there without saying Destiny's name. You have to, whatever crack of light that I see, I'm gonna shine that some bitch on as many people as I can. Because again, if this
Facts.
thing blows up, I want it to be level one, Burnout Brighter, side by, and whoever else was here with us side by side. Because it's no fun. It's no fun if we can't all get some.
No, and
Mm.
I agree. I think like reaching lateral instead of like reaching up above. Sorry. Um, I just I don't want to reach for people who are above me anymore. Like when I come up, I want to take the people who are with me from the beginning up.
Mm-hmm.
And
That part.
that's kind of like my goal now. Like never I mean I never had a goal to like be like we have to get like the top names and the top followers. Like that's always like a nice thing, but like finding
Mhm.
people you really click with
Mm-hmm.
who also work in the same industry as you, like that's fucking beautiful, right? And I've always
Mhm.
felt like level 1 has been like you guys have just been so amazing, right? Because it was daunting. I think for Matt too when
Yep.
we first were like, oh, we might be writing for level 1. Like, oh my god, we're gonna write for level 1. Oh my god.
Dude.
Like we were just so excited and like so like, oh my god, they're giving us a chance because I had never written like I wrote for things before, but I'd never written like game content. And the fact that you were like, yeah, and not only were you like, yeah, come on, you hyped me up.
Mm-hmm.
And you were like so excited to have us there. And like that's
And
just
after your
so
first article, remember
rare.
the first thing I said to you,
Yeah.
ma'am, why are you not talking about linking Burnout Brighter? What are you doing?
Yeah.
And one of the first thing I said to you was like, hey, I read your article and it's great. I see nothing about Burnout Brighter in this
Yeah.
article. I need you to
I'm
put
so
that in there.
bad. Listen, I'm so bad at plugging myself. I'm really good at plugging other people because Matt says the same thing. To this day, people are like, I didn't know you wrote a comic. And I'm like, yeah, it's called Put in the Plan. But like, I'm just so bad at plugging, but I will plug the shit out of people that I respect and love and like I know do the work. And you are out here doing the work. Baron's out here doing the work. Matt is
Baron
constantly out
is
here doing the work.
Baron's a
Midas is
dude.
constantly out here doing the work. Like I talk
couldn't
to
do this
Baron
without
like
Baron.
almost every other day now. Like just like what's up? We'll both be working, but we'll be on call in Discord. Like it's become a thing. But yeah, I just respect you guys so much. Like I'm gonna get emotional, but like, and I think it's because I'm also like just really tired. But I just think
As you should be.
it's yeah, I just think it's really I just think it's really amazing, you know, to start off with how we started off with just an idea and then like to just be embraced so much by the community and we're still growing and I know we still have a lot to go, but I'm really proud of us, like all of us.
The fact that we recognize where we are now and see we have a long way to go, but we're not like beating ourselves down about it because we
Mm-hmm.
understand the process. And when you're doing it with people that you number one that you love, number two that you respect, it makes it so much better. Like I was just saying, like I couldn't do this without Baron. I could not do level 1 without Baron. Like Baron, I tell him all the time, he doesn't want to take credit for how amazing he is, right? I couldn't do this without him. And as we're growing with level 1, like there's no way that we would do this without burnout. Like you guys are essential to what we do here at level 1, and having you guys on board. And we talked not too long ago. Then I was like, hey, I want to find a way to merge us. Like I want to find a way for us to work more closely as much as we can because I really love the work you guys do from the layout, you got personality, you guys are amazing. Like I remember the first time Chris Barron told me about you guys. And that's back when you guys had maybe 100, 200 subs. I was like, what the hell is YouTube doing? Like this is next. Like Burnout is next. And I kept saying it repeatedly. Then I was like, yo, Burnout is next. And I wholeheartedly believe that. And the work you guys are doing, I'm happy that more people are seeing it. And however level 1 will be able to help amplify that, it's a win, man. It's definitely a win. And I'm not gonna say to people that I told you so whenever we do this damn thing. I won't say I told you so. I'm literally gonna look down and say, do you want yes or no? Because
I
some
love
people
that.
are afraid to be a part of something because they're always told no or they're ignored.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because for some reason people feel as if they need to, oh, I'm too big to respond to you. No,
Dude,
no, no, no.
Sorry to interrupt, but I remember there was
No, you're great.
there was somebody that we were talking to, and I'm not going to name names or anything, but there was somebody that we were talking to come on. They blew up, and then when I reached back out, they're like, "Sorry, I can't. I don't have the time and the effort to put towards smaller channels like yours." Which again, to each their own. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
You do you. There's no shame in that, but it's just like I remember going to the gig because that's actually how all of this
Gig.
started,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
Which Midas was very kind to help us get to. And, we only went a handful of times because even just for myself, going from room to room with a bunch of, people that I don't know can be a little anxiety inducing. We did our best through it, but I met Baron at the gig one of the few times that we went, and it was one of those things where we just hit it off. We connected on Twitter, and I was like, yo, and I started looking into level 1. I'm like, these guys are legit. Like, I remember messaging and being like, do you want to come on the show sometime? Like, it was nerve inducing, it was nerve wracking. And now to be at a point where, like, we hang out, we message each other all the time of it, and even just to check in and being like, yo, you good? Like, anything you guys need? Like, it's special. These kind of relationships, like there's something to be said about these like parasocial relationships that get started online, and a lot of the time it is, just looking for a handout or just looking for someone to kind of be like, hey, I'm going to use you for your status. The vibe with level 1 is the complete antithesis of that. This is a place where you can come in and be like, this is immediate family, for a way of like there's no other way to describe it.
And that's what I love about it. We've lost some people at level 1, but I was so grateful that the place that they applied to, they hit me up for hey, can you send a recommendation? And so now we have people working at Microsoft, people working at ZeniMax, people working at other bigger websites. I was like, hey, I've had a couple hit me up. Hey, I want to thank you so much for the opportunity. I want to reach out to you personally because I don't think I was just leaving. But I told him, I was like, dude, this is the point. This is the point of what we do here. And if that means you go somewhere where you have outgrown us, go.
Yeah.
Go.
I just want you to know
I'm going to make sure you go.
I'll never outgrow level 1. Like, wherever we go, I'm taking you guys with me, which I try to do
that's beautiful.
all the time, like every single time. Like, as soon as I started working for Freedom Games and I was like, we need to like create an influencer program, you guys were the first group of individuals I thought about bringing on. And like, I will always push for you to be in events and things like that, because first of all, I know your work ethic, and I know that I can trust you, and I know I can put my name out there and know that it won't get blown back in my face because you guys are you're not messing around, and I think that you have beautiful work ethic. And I just think like this is like the perfect kind of like mix. It's very hard to find people who are very hardworking and love what they do at the same time, and who are open to, like, Red. I just got to give a shout out to her. We haven't had her on bonus level. We've had her on the show, but Red, she is up there. Okay. Like, Red is up there, but she's so down to earth. She's so incredible. I absolutely love her energy. And those are the people I want to surround myself with. And I know earlier you said you'll never say I told you so, but I will absolutely do that. When you get to the top, I will absolutely be like, I told you so. But then I will be like, but do you need help? Because I told you I was going to get to this point. I got to this point without you. Do you want to work together now? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I feel about it, but it'll be on my terms, right? It's never going to be on their terms. We're like, oh, I see you're doing this and you're doing that. Well, you ignored me before, so don't come at me right now. So when I want to work with you, if I feel that it's going to validate anything that I have going on, then I'll reach out to you, and then maybe we can work something out. So that's how I am.
Let me ask you guys both this, because we are coming up on like the 24-ish minute mark, and I kind of want to end as we kind of, because I know this won't be a quick answer. So I want to ask you both this because I think this is valuable, and I love the conversation that we're having. But how do you start? We're talking about, we're talking about hitting the top. We're talking about, pulling each other up and to work in the space as a team. But I feel like we've all had a journey to get to the point that we were today. We've made mistakes. We've done things incorrectly. We've done things wonderfully. Looking back on your journey to the point where you are now, and Fame, I'll ask you first, and then D, I'll ask you to follow up after. How do you start? How do you begin this journey? Because there's a lot of anxiety just about starting. It's a big minefield sometimes. How do you start?
I'll tell you, for me, and one of the things that got me off to a late start is because I had to figure out who I was. I had no idea. I just knew I wanted to be in this space, but I didn't know who I was as a content creator. I didn't know who I was as a writer. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know what I wanted to do. So I was just out, just doing stuff, and and like I said earlier, a lot of stuff backfired, and I'm fighting to this day to kind of keep hidden in a lot of different ways. But to me, when you're starting, is figuring out who you are and what you want to be. Even when I was back, I was writing. I wrote for a couple different publications. Then I got my big break in a way with Tick Podcast. I don't know if you guys remember Tick Podcast. The owner of Tick, they were the first ones to get the interview with Phil Spencer when he became head of Xbox.
Oh, dang. Okay.
I started with them in their publication, and I was writing with them, and I was getting to places of different media, and did that for a while, and then I started to realize I was like, I want to build something of my own. I want to build something. I don't want to be a part of something that's already going.
Mhm.
And I had so many ideas back then, but I was just that guy. Oh, it doesn't make any sense for you. And then months later, oh, that's a great idea because someone else said it, right? And I realized that that's not who my work ethic and the ideas that I have and things that I want to do. It was beyond me reporting to a person. I talked to Dave long ago when we tried to do the show not too long ago, and I was like, bro, I don't know what's going on, but I hit a creative block. I hit it's gone now, but I hit a creative block because one of the things about me I figured about myself is I like to entertain. I like to make people have fun. I want to make people feel good about themselves, right? Because a lot of people through their daily life, they're getting beat down. Sometimes they just need a laugh, right?
Mhm.
So to start this, I tell people figure out who you are because I figured out later that I want to be somebody that's number one. I want to be somebody that creates something because something that's already established, it'll never become nothing of my own. And number two, figuring out who you are because you never know what may bring you joy. Because if you're doing something that's outside of your realm, because oh, Matt's doing that, that's cool. Let me go do it too. That's not you.
Yep.
Dez is doing this. Let me go be Dez. That's not you. That's not you. Figure out who you are. And me, I figured out I like to make people laugh. I don't want to make people upset because I was making content to make people mad.
Mhm.
I would purposely make content because I knew it would get under your skin. I wanted to make you mad. And I had to discover that that's not who I wanted to be. So if anybody's watching and you think about getting into content creation, the number one thing I advise you to do is before you make a single video, is try to figure out, and you won't figure it out day one. You're not. But try to figure out who you are and who you want to be. Don't try to be the next Mr. Midas. Don't try to be the next Khalif. Don't try to be the next anyone. Figure out who you are, and you get one person to watch your content. And that if that person enjoys you, what they're gonna do, they're gonna tell someone else, and they're gonna tell someone else. You got 3 people watching. You might think, oh man, 3 people. Make them 3 people have a hell of a time because
Yep.
3 people tell 3 people, and those 3 people tell 3 people. So figure out who you are. Be real and true to yourself, and man, you're gonna find a lane. Even if it's a slow growth, you're gonna find it.
Hell yeah, dude. Thank you. Sorry, D, what about you?
I think the difference is I feel like I've always known who I am. Like I'm just me. So whenever I'm on the podcast, I'm just me. Whenever I'm doing hosting, I'm just me. Um, but I think what I realized for myself is that you just got to do it. Um, that like, and I know that's easier said than done, but like if you don't do it, then it'll never get done.
Mhm.
So you just have to put yourself out there and you have to do it. And I think what inspires me every day to keep doing it is seeing other people who respond and are just like, "Oh wow, I didn't know that you did all of this." Because I really don't brag about myself. I really don't plug myself, and that's because that's not my main focus.
You should.
I know, I know, but I think I just want to create a space for other people who really like to entertain, who really like to be in front of the camera. I want to make that space for them. And I think I've always been that way. I got into animation because I just didn't see enough Black people and enough minorities. And I wanted to see them because I grew up not seeing them. It's crazy how like I've gone from animation into the game space because it was never a dream of mine. It was never something like I went after. It was just something that was natural to me because we always played video games when we were younger and stuff like that. So I'm incredibly honored to be in this space. And so now that I'm in this space, I'm going to make it possible for others like me and other minorities to also be in this space. And that's what I'm working towards. And I think that's what keeps me going. Because honestly, if I was doing this for myself, I probably would have quit a long time ago but the fact that I feel like what I'm doing is making a difference, like hosting Black Voices in Gaming. Like, it's great to be up there and to be on IGN and everything. And it's not that I don't care about that, but what I really care about is that those stories that everybody gets to see and people get to understand why it's so important to have Black Voices in Gaming, that it's not something that's gatekeeping, that those people are there because they wouldn't have had the opportunity otherwise. You know what I mean? And
Mhm.
so that's what it is to me. It's just helping the general populace, and hopefully the next Destiny will come up and take my place when I get tired and I'm done, and fight the good fight, you know? So,
I
yeah.
feel that. But I'm not letting either one of you go anywhere anytime soon. We are going to keep rocking this together. We are going to keep making a difference. And like, if we can reach just one person, if we can just make one person's day a little bit better through what we do here, then I think the mission has been accomplished. I think that
Yep.
that is worth celebrating. So thank you both for rocking this incredible episode. I had a fantastic time with both of you. And D, I know we don't usually do this, but I'm going to make you do it because we've talked all about making you push yourself more. Destiny,
Mhm.
if people wanted to see more of you, where could they do so?
Yo, if people want to see me, they can find me hosting bonus level here at Level 1 Gaming, a site that is minority owned and is focused on uplifting Black voices in the community. You can also find
Yeah.
me on Burnout Brighter, where we talk all about gaming, mental health, and social justice. And if you want to catch me on Twitter, just posting random things, you can catch me at DNBC32. And yeah, follow me and I will follow you back.
Woo! Fame, what about you? Where can they find more of you?
Listen, you know, I'm wide, so I like to be all over the place. It's FAMEENT2K. Give me a follow. I like to post stuff to make you laugh or be a little bit controversial. Um, Really, truth be told, like everywhere you see level one, you will see me.
Mhm.
We all run those handles, but like a lot of times it's me. If you see level one in the YouTube comments, like it's probably me. Just because I want people to recognize level one, because when you recognize level one, you're seeing Baron, you're seeing Hugger, you're seeing
Mhm.
Matt, you're seeing Dad, you're seeing Daryl, you're seeing everybody when you see level one. So at LV1 Gaming on Twitter, LV1gaming.com. And yeah.
Make sure you check them both out. As for myself, you can find me on Twitter at burnout_Matt. As Destiny already mentioned, you can find us at Burnout Brighter. And you can catch me at youtube.com/carpoolgaming, hosting the PlayStation Drive each and every Friday. But this, guys, brings us to the end of the episode. This was fantastic. Remember, be yourself. Find out the content that you want to make positive waves in this space. There's far too much bullshit in this world for you to be contributing to it. Make it even brighter than it was before. Because just like level one does, we are all phoenixes. Let's do it.
Yeah,
Fly
buddy.
high.
We'll see you guys next week. Well, in 2 weeks.
2
Peace.
weeks.